What's up, my meatballs? It's Aaronitmar. Today I want to talk to you guys about something very interesting that occurs with the Ryu DLC. So if you were to go to every DLC character that we've had so far and go to their custom options, you would notice that none of them actually have any custom moves. And it's not that those moves aren't available, there are simply no custom moves for those characters. Ryu is sort of an exception. You can do the Street Fighter inputs for 3 of his moves, and they work rather than using the simple B plus a direction move. So if you go to his special, you'll notice that standard special is down and then to the right, up, and then side special is down and to the left, up, and then up is a sort of zigzag, and that's sort of a in Street Fighter terms, you call this a quarter circle forward, a quarter circle back, and then I guess this is a double diagonal, I would assume. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what it is. And basically, the Street Fighter input moves are a bit stronger than the just regular B special moves, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about that today. So let's go ahead and look at the Street Fighter inputs versus the regular inputs and see how they compare. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ryu's neutral special, the Hadouken. Now obviously pressing B is going to perform the Hadouken, and just like all of Ryu's moves, the more you hold it down is basically the longer it's going to be out and the more powerful it's going to be. So this is simply tapping it, so you can see it's very slow, it only does about 5%. This is holding it, and that's much faster and does about 6%. Only 1% difference, but the advantage here is more the speed that the Hadouken will launch at Captain Falcon at. Because this is much slower than this, obviously. So now let's go ahead and look at the Street Fighter input for the Hadouken. It's going to be a quarter circle forward, and these are dependent on which way Ryu is facing, by the way. So this is me doing a quarter circle to the right while facing Captain Falcon, and it's going to perform the Hadouken. This is me doing a quarter circle forward facing away from Captain Falcon, which is going to do a Tetsumaki. So we need to always be facing the direction you want in order to be to perform that move, and it's going to be a bit difficult for people who aren't used to Street Fighter inputs. I find myself still having issue with it because I don't really play Street Fighter. I mostly just play Smash. So it's not like doing a side B and you can just choose which direction you want. It's got to be based on which direction you're facing, otherwise you're going to do the wrong move and potentially fall off. So here's the quarter circle forward. This is for the Hadouken. Let me go ahead and reset Captain Falcon's percent here so we can take a look at what his actual damage is going to be. So here we go, quarter circle forward. You can see it's much bigger. It's still about 6%. There's me holding it down. Oh, that did 8%. All right, so doing the input and doing about, doing about 8% while holding it down. And you just saw the red Yoga Flame. I think that's what it's called, the red Yoga Flame. Unsure on that. But basically that is a half circle forward is what I've found it to be. You can do, well, that's not it. Yeah, see, as you can see, it's very finicky, but if you do quarter circle or half circle, it will do a multi-hit Hadouken, a red one, and of course you can hold it down and it will do multi-hits and send you off, sort of. It can still be shielded, so that's sort of an issue with it, but a good move to do is this, well, not a Shoryuken, is that, and then followed up with a red Yoga Flame. Obviously, the computer's not going to be cooperative at this point, but that is the advantage of using the Hadouken with the Street Fighter inputs, is you can get this one, which is if it does hit, because the Hadouken can still be shielded, so if the red one does hit, it will be much more damaging. Actually, it doesn't look like it's that much more damaging in terms of percent, just simply in terms of more hits. But there is the red Hadouken along with the regular Hadouken inputs. Now let's go ahead and take a look at side B. Alright, so Ryu's side B is the Tetsumaki, and basically what this is going to do is a spinning kick that if you hold into the opponent, it will do far more damage, like pretty much everything in for Ryu, and if not, it does a decent amount of damage, as well as being a very good well, not very good, but being a recovery technique, I should say, not edge guarding. But basically, you can use that to sort of get yourself towards the stage and then follow up with the Shoryuken if you need to. So that's very good in that scenario. Let's go ahead and take a look at the input, which is quarter circle away, and we'll see what it does. By the way, with all these inputs, I believe you can do A as well as B. I don't think it matters which move you do. But There we go. That is, oh, don't do that. That is the input version, and it does about 13%, 13 to 14% I'm looking at, which is significantly more than the simply side B, which does like 8%. So it's like 1.5 times about. That's pretty good. And as you can see, it gets much bigger. The hitbox is larger, and the wind around it. See, like you can tell the wind around it is a lot bigger than when you use the simply the side B. So this is the advantage of Ryu, is you really want to use these inputs to your advantage, because they not only do they make Ryu a far more like competent character, but they also make you a better player, because you end up being giving more percent and dealing it out. Obviously, the balance is that you have to have a pretty good hold over, you know, the inputs and the, you know, far more advanced tech that other Smash 4 characters do not have to worry about. So that's his side B, and now let's go ahead and take a look at his Shoryuken, which is probably one of his best kill options. Alright, so now let's take a look at Ryu's Shoryuken up B. Now, up B obviously is a recovery option, but it also happens to be Ryu's best kill option I have found. You can also, of course, do side smashes and such, but Shoryuken is a very good kill option, simply because I believe that's one of his good kill options in Street Fighter, so it makes sense that this was brought over into Smash. You can, of course, just simply do an up B, or you can do the zigzag, I believe is what it was. I want to say I've read that it's called a double diagonal. I said this earlier in the video, and I'm not entirely sure, because obviously I'm not a Street Fighter person, but I believe this is the input, and it does require you to move a little bit forward, and it can often be messed up into smash attacks or dash attacks, but or a Yoga Flame. You know, I'll take a Yoga Flame too, but this is that is basically the input, and as you can tell, obviously it's going to be the hardest because it has the best payoff. So here is the normal up B at 110%. This is the percent I found that Captain Falcon will die using simply the up B. If I brought it down to 109, he would live. So basically, this is a pretty standard high percent for a Smash character to live, especially with a move like Shoryuken. But let's go ahead and look at the percent that I found that Captain Falcon will die with the input. Now, this is a very low percent for Smash 4 kill, and I guess that's why, come on. This is when he's gonna die using the input, 88%. This is like astronomically lower than any other kill move in the game aside from a stage spike or a gimp, because this is just it's not what I meant to do. This is just so much lower than anything else that it's crazy to me. So that's why this is where the advantage of the Shoryuken input is from, because you gain a whole like 30% difference in kill power, as well as I think probably height. I don't know what the easiest way to measure the height is. I'm gonna look at the house here and see if, or not the house, that's a temple or something, and see if it looks to be about the same height. I would definitely recommend using simply up B when you're off stage to recover, because you don't want to accidentally do like a Yoga Flame or something and just completely mess yourself up. But I would, for kill power, I would definitely use the input here, simply because you get that like 30% difference. Like seriously, this is, let's bring it down to 187 or to 87. You can see that it doesn't kill. 88 is definitely the point for Captain Falcon anyway. And obviously this is going to differ a lot for different characters. I'm simply showing off Captain Falcon's percents because it was the random character I was given when I went to the menu. But let's go to 109 and he won't die. I think I'd show this, but I just want to show off that this is the percent. You've got to go a little distance. There it is. Oh, I guess 109. Oh wait, he was at. What was he at? All right, let's find out for real this time. All right, 109. Yeah, was it 109? I feel like. Let's try 108. Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, so this is, perhaps it's because I have a rage, but regardless, this is the vast difference that you're gonna, oh, it's because I'm not using the up B input, I'm using the input, the Street Fighter input. Alright, so here's 109. Yeah, see, 109 doesn't kill. Let's go 110. Is that gonna kill? Alright, so there we go. That is the Shoryuken input, and I think that's all of them. I mean, obviously we can do things like like cancel moves into other moves with like similar to Street Fighter, but that's less into the custom moves and more into the how to play Ryu aspect, where this is just looking at the Street Fighter inputs versus the regular inputs and why they're far better than the simple up B, down B, side B inputs. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to leave a comment, because I will be playing around with Ryu a lot soon, so I will sort of learn a lot about him, so I might be able to answer some of your questions. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day.